Club N17. I'm here with Dean. We have just lost 3-0 to Man City at the Etihad. Let's pick it apart. Get started with the lineup. What did you think?
That's a good place to start. So, like, we've only been doing these videos for like a week, yeah. But like we've been having these conversations, like basically what we're videoing is the conversations that we've been having for the last fucking forever, innit? Before the match. Yeah. And I was thinking today, I was in the queue trying to get into Tesco's, like get Joe's some flowers lastminute.com. And I was thinking this might possibly be the furthest away we've been from being right prior to a match. Do you know what I mean? Like we both had opposing views of how it was gonna go and how it should have gone, and we was both wrong. Completely like it was mad. Yeah. We pretty much agreed on the lineup, didn't we, in the end? And even that was wrong.
Yeah. Now I went for like a 2-0 win. What did you say? 1-0, 1-1?
No, 1-1, because you fucking your bullshit fucking optimism tricked me. I thought we was going to get bad all week.
I was wrong. I was taking you down with me.
About that. Yeah, and I was like, oh, you know what? He might be onto something here. Fucking done me, you did. Just trying to sabotage me. See you're still 1-0 up with the predictions. But yeah, the lineup. I said in the video, saying that about getting shit wrong, I said it wouldn't surprise me him going with Dyer and Sanchez. I don't know why. I just had a fucking feeling he was going to do it, and he done it.
I would never have guessed it though. I would never have guessed it.
Do you remember me saying that in the video? In the pre-drinks?
Yeah.
I just had a feeling he was going to go with them two.
I didn't take it seriously at all when you said it.
No.
Fucking hell.
I don't know. He seems to. What it is? He seems to. Like, I think we're all of the understanding, that Toby's like by miles the best centre back, and it's whoever plays with Toby, right? Is the question, and it seems like with Jose, them three are on sort of par with each other. Even Roden, to a certain extent, they're all on par with each other, and he just picks two out of them four, as if they're all equal standard. And Sanchez is not equal standard to anyone in the Premier League history.
Yeah. For the sake of team unity, maybe that is actually what he does. That's kind of the rhetoric.
No one else does it, do they? No one else does it. But another thing, I was kind of like, you said I was talking shit, and maybe I was talking shit. I think I'm just trying to cling on to something where we might have got some shit right.
What about City?
But I said no, they've won the league, haven't they?
Yeah. I said you were talking shit about that. So I won that one for sure.
And they did rest a couple players. Aguero didn't play.
Oh yeah.
Diaz was rested.
Yeah.
I mean, it was only two, but anyway, the lineup. I think the lineup was fucked up a little bit. Like, not to the point where, like, lineup and formation. Like, if you remember when we was talking about the Liverpool game, and I was like, let's not do this. This is fucked. It wasn't like I thought we're fucked. I was just shocked that he went with that attacking sort of formation. Same thing we went with against Everton. I just couldn't really believe it that he went with that. Can you?
No. Same like, the Liverpool game as well. I was like, what on earth is he doing?
Yeah, everyone's been moaning about how defensive he's been, and then the one game where you think, like, do your thing, like, that's your thing, Jose, do it.
Yeah.
And he goes, let's have a go, right? And how the game went is, everyone I've spoken to and everyone I've seen talk about it has made out that we actually parked everyone behind the ball and tried to soak up the pressure. I don't actually think that's what the intention was, right? And I'll tell you why. No one's ever going to want to watch that game back. So I ain't going to say if you watch the game back, because you're not. When we've played, for instance, when we played Liverpool, it was sort of 3-4-3, which is what the formation pretended it was, right? But it weren't, was it? It was like 4 or something. But when we was backed up behind the ball, Kane and Son was like the first layer of the defense, and then Bergwijn jumped in with the two, with Højbjerg and Dele, and made it a 3, and it was like 2. It was packed like that, yeah.
Yeah.
And everyone was behind the ball. That's what we've seen. But we seem to keep two or three people on their side, like on the other side of the ball. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, which was weird. So I don't think his intention was to put everything behind the ball. We just couldn't get hold of the ball because we was playing a team much better than us. And when I said like we've both been so wrong, is that I thought that we was going to sit back and get everyone behind the ball.
So did I, yeah.
And it still wouldn't work, yeah. And your thing was that if we both try and play a bit, our midfield will get the better of theirs.
Yeah.
And we was both fucking completely wrong. We got battered, like possession-wise. We got battered without giving up. And that's what I mean. I don't think we give up possession like on purpose. I just think that that's how it went.
Yeah, yeah. I'd definitely agree with that. I'd agree with that. So look, I guess the second thing to talk about after the lineup is Sanchez. Well, Sanchez and Lloris, just put them in together.
All right, let's talk about Lloris first, yeah. So like people wanted to give him the benefit of the doubt when he threw the ball in the back of the net the other day, yeah.
I conceded. You see that in one of the videos. I said, "Look, Dean got it."
Yeah, I see that.
After seeing that,
I see that. It was fucking shite, and everyone. But this is the mad thing. This time, right? Because I said like Uncle Hugo. No one wants to criticize him. Yesterday, everyone's like, Hugo, shit now. He's got to go. He's past it. He's rubbish. I think he was a little bit unfortunate, if I'm honest. Oh, maybe it just sounds like I just like fucking arguing with everyone. Yeah.
All right.
And this is why.
Playing this curveball then.
Right, this is why, yeah. Right, if you're the goalkeeper, right, the penalty is, what's the penalty? 12 yards?
Yeah.
Right? So you got 12 yards, you're bang in the middle of the goal, right? And the player's got enough time to pick where he wants it. He isn't governed by anything else. He literally's got the whole goal to aim at, right? So as a goalkeeper, all you can do is get down as quick as possible and across as quick as possible. Pick your corner, get down, and extend your arm so you can cover as much as the goal. It's a gamble. No one makes a save. They just jump in the right direction and hope for the best. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, let's not pretend it ain't, right? So he picks the corner and he goes with the right corner. He extends his arm way out, like, so the ball really, or not, because it went in. But if the ball was along the floor, it literally would have had to fucking hit. It would have had to go post and in.
Right.
Right. So the dive was great. What his problem was, right, was that the penalty wasn't perfect. So extending out, instead of his palm, he's gone out. Yeah, he's gone out with his arm in expecting it to be a decent penalty, and he's got down low and wide, and the action he done was sort of to palm it away, yeah? But the penalty wasn't as good as what he thought. This sounds like bollocks, right? I know. So it sort of hit his arm, yeah? And the unfortunate thing is it could have hit his arm and come out, and it's kind of sort of half bobbled and hit the top of his arm and gone in. Like, so in my opinion, he's done everything he can. He got down low, he got down quick, and he got across. He was just unlucky. That's what I think.
Okay. I mean, I'm not going to go too deep into going against you on it. I would just say it looks a bit slow, though. Because he couldn't
have been slow.
Correctly hit a penalty. And I guess what you're saying is he was expecting it to go right in the corner and for it to get to his palm. Because his palm was right near the corner. But he didn't actually get his palm. He got his wrist.
Yeah, he got his wrist. That's what I mean. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
It wasn't that he got down too slow.
You've already got in your mind, it's gonna hit your palm if it's gonna hit anywhere.
Yeah, if anything, he got down too quick. So if he was a split second later, that would have been his hand extending out to the ball. So yeah,
Well,
in a
that's the
way.
same thing then, isn't it? Because I'm saying the ball was too slow. You're saying it was too quick. So
Yeah, sorry, I thought you meant he was
he's
too slow.
playing
I thought you
it,
meant.
really.
Yeah, I thought you meant he
Yeah.
was too slow.
So, all right, that's all I have on it. And then him getting beat on the on his inside post
with the ball sort of just on the outside of his foot.
Yeah.
So you played up front.
I don't think he got down quick enough. He could have saved it with his leg, and possibly, even if it missed his leg, he could have saved it with his right arm.
Right, you've played up front, yeah?
Yep.
Right. And you watch, it's got to sound mental because I was going to say I'll do it and Brazilians do it. I've done it before.
If you go one-on-one with the eyes, is that what you're going to say?
No. If you go one-on-one with a keeper, right? I used to do it. I used to toe punt it like this.
Yeah.
Go one-on-one with a keeper, yeah? And there's a spot, right, just on the outside of the foot.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's along the ground, right, it don't kind of give you enough time to get your foot out. It's too close to you there, and it ain't far away for you to get your hand down. Like there's like a corridor. There's like a corridor where you're fucked, really. Like it's in between where your foot can get to and where your hand can get to. Yeah. And you go one-on-one with a goalkeeper. If he kind of ain't flying out and spreading himself straight away, like if you've sort of caught him on his heels a bit, like that's why I used to toe punt it, because like you could get it dead fucking straight on.
Yeah.
Like that little corridor. They can't extend their foot out quick enough, and it's too close to their foot for their hand to get down to it. So, and he did get his foot to it. So it looks shit.
No, I know
like
exactly
what
you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
You mean, and anatomically, just thinking about it, yeah, how can you if it's going out, because that's your standing leg?
That's what I mean. It's hard. That is an hard one. And everyone just looked at it and went, he should have got to it. But
it looks that way, come on, you must.
It looks that way. But if you think about it, it just looks shit. But in reality, like if that ball is 2 inches to his right, his hand saves it. And if it's 2 inches to his left, his foot saves it.
All right. So, are you going to do the same with Sanchez? You're going to defend him somehow? How can Sanchez be defended? He can't be, can he? It was hilarious, mate. I was cracking up.
Right, this is the thing, yeah?
Clown.
Like, you know me, right? When Tottenham let it go in, I'm like effing and blinding, screaming and shouting, jumping up and down, stamping my feet like a toddler with behavioural problems, right? I actually burst out laughing.
Yeah.
It was fucking unreal. It was.
I was laughing hard and for long as well. It weren't just like, people know I live by myself, I think I'm a mad person. I was literally just creasing up and laughing for ages. After every single replay, I was laughing harder. He
spun around, touched his toes, and then fucking done the Superman. I thought we were watching fucking Soldier Boy. Fuck me! Like, what was that? What was that?
The funny thing is, he actually could have got the ball, couldn't he? Because he got in front of the player and the ball at some point, but he just kind of turned around and done himself, which gave Gundogan a chance to get the ball and do him. I swear it was a slight little jig. He couldn't get his leg out, but he couldn't, and that put him off balance. And he falls over and then tries to see if he can block the ball with his face, and then ends up face planting. It was beautiful.
You know, like my dad said, I can't believe Sanchez got out muscled there. He didn't get out muscled. Like if you're in a bar, yeah, like if you're in a bar, right, with your mate, yeah, and you see a nice bird, right, and you go like, "Here, look at that," to your mate and give him a nudge. That's how hard it was.
Yeah.
Now imagine your mate fucking spinning around, touching his toes and fucking skydiving.
Falling on the floor.
In the bar.
I said, be
hell. Yeah. Now you fucked it.
Oh, fucking hell.
Right, listen, I said this to you a little while ago, right, and you looked at me like I was dumb. He's the worst centre-back that we've had play for Tottenham regularly. So I'm not saying that someone that's come in and had a game and they realised he was shit and they've outed him. Like, he's played regularly now for 3 years, don't I?
Yeah, he got a good run with Poch as well, didn't he?
Right.
Long run.
He's the worst defender we've had in my lifetime that's got a decent run of games at Tottenham. And we've had some fucking jokes. Yeah. We've had some jokes. And the reason, right, it's got to the point where I had to argue that case, didn't I? Like, I had to go, like, if you think of it like this and if you think of it like that. So my argument, So my argument was then that he's played with better defenders. Like, if you line up the 10 shitty centre-backs we've ever had, which would be an amazing lineup, it must look like a fucking comedy sketch. But if you lined them all up, and then you went, right, he played with another shit defender, he played with another shit defender, he played with another shit defender. Sanchez has spent his time being that shit, and he's been playing with decent defenders to cover his ass.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, but now I ain't even got to make that argument, because now he just stands. He's just stand alone now, the worst. I ain't even got to make that argument anymore. I'm just like, look at what he does, all on his own, all by himself. He's fucking unreal.
That was unbelievable.
And do you know what the fucking mad thing is about that? He was brilliant in the first half.
Oh yeah.
He was fucking unreal in the first half.
That block I can remember fresh, but
there was a few.
Yeah, there's a few blocks he done. But that's it then, isn't it? We can get got at now. I mean, I was saying to the boys that anyone that's going to be playing us anytime soon, just bypass the midfield to get at our defenders. I was worried that Reguilon would be out for a while because we'll have another weak spot with Ben Davies. I need to kind of qualify this, because I think I don't want it to sound like I'm being harsh on Ben Davies, because look, he's slow, but he was also fatigued as well. Because usually he is going up against somebody faster. He can get his body in the way. His weakness is when the balls get played on the inside of him.
I'm not having none of this anymore, this talk, because I was doing the same shit you're doing now. Like, everyone's like, Davies is shit, Davies. And I'm like, no, Davies is all right. Davies ain't shit. Davies is safe. He ain't too bad. He's not as bad as you make out. He just weren't as good as Rose, so he always got compared to Rose, and I didn't think that was fair. And then Reguilon's come in, and now he's getting compared to Reguilon. In the end, he's good. And I've kind of made excuses. I've done what you do. Like, yeah, he's all right at this. He's like a bit weak there. I felt actually sorry for him. I felt sorry for him because it was like, I don't know, man. It was like throwing someone like me at left back and going like, can you do your best? And like, fit athletes were just running rings around me and running past me. I mean, one point he looked like he even tried to give away a penalty, and he couldn't even do that. Like, he couldn't even grab hold of someone. But I think he fell over in the end.
If there were fans in the stadium, he would have been getting
he's a joke. Like, it's got.
Yeah, the crowd would have been loving how he would be getting skinned all the time, and
yeah, he's a joke.
That side,
like, and I think we've been we've tricked ourselves, because like, the best thing people say about him is like, he's a safe pair of hands. But if you actually think about his one-on-one defending and his positioning, sometimes he's not safe. Like, we just say that because he's fucking boring, because he don't bomb forward. So we're like, no, he's safe. He don't bomb forward. He don't get caught out of position. Man, he gets caught out of position all the time. Like, that channel, he gets the ball played on his inside. Like, I don't think he's ever cut out a ball that's played on his inside or trapped the runner.
He can't figure it out.
Like,
it's a massive Achilles heel for him.
He got destroyed. He got destroyed. I'm sure, didn't Sterling start on the left last night?
He just went over to go and have a play around.
He weren't
for a while.
He weren't getting much joy with Tanganga. And then he went on the other side, and fucking, it was embarrassing. Like, honestly, I felt bad. Like, I felt bad. Like, there weren't no like, you're shit, get him off. I was like, fucking hell, someone put him out of his fucking misery. It was awful.
Look, we need. For the rest of the season, we know that we have got a really, really bad defence, and any manager worth their salt should know to just bypass our midfield and our attack and our press from the attackers and go straight to the defence and just keep doing it. Because I would imagine the teams in the lower half of the table, who I think we're going to be playing some of those guys now, because we've played all the tough guys, the big boys.
Yeah.
So the safest thing for them to do would be to just lump it long. And if they do that, then we could be in trouble. We could get got at, because I think the safest thing that you can do is make sure Toby is always in that starting 11. I mean, we'll get Sergio Reguilon back. Aurier come back. So there's a little bit of
another clown
problem there. Exactly. A little bit of a problem there. But yeah, that's the safest we can have it.
We've got West Ham, haven't we, Saturday?
Yeah, that's the last tough game, I think.
Or Sunday, innit? That's gonna be fucking. Is Antonio fit yet? Is he fit now?
Fit or not, it don't matter, does it?
If Antonio plays,
if he is, then yeah, we'll get. Oh shit!
He is gonna fucking destroy our centre backs.
He would.
They can pick any two out of them four, and it's gonna be a battering. He will fucking kill us. They have Souček making late runs. Declan Rice will boss the midfield. They have Bowden coming in from one side. Honestly, we will next weekend make West Ham look like Barcelona.
They'll show up, won't they? They always do.
Of course they show up. It's their cup final. Their cup final. And like we normally say that like mugging off like it's your cup final. It's their cup final and they're the better team. I think it's time to come to realization that we ain't very good anymore.
No, I don't think it's that bad. I just think it is.
It is that bad.
It's just our defence. It's just our defence, in my opinion. Because I think that with that team, if you've got a solid defence around them, they'll play better because, you know, they won't be self-conscious that they've got a load of shit behind them. So they'll be able to play better. And the quality that we've got, even with them playing at a 6 out of 10, we'll be able to beat a lot of the lower teams in the league.
I think you're deluded.
No, I don't think so.
I think you are. I think I was deluded.
Go ahead.
I've seen the light. And I think you should come and see the light with me. Right, yesterday, yeah, we had, in that sort of like what we called a masterclass performance against Man City the first time round, right? When we won 2-0, yeah? And how many times did we break on them? Our like conversion rate must have been like 90% or something, yeah?
Right, yeah.
Like we broke on them a few times and scored 2 goals, right? Yesterday, we had the opportunity to counter-attack fucking non-stop. We had our sort of 3 or 4 playmakers, no, not playmakers, but Ndombele, Son, Lamela, and Moura. Between the 4 of them, had a million chances to counter-attack yesterday. Like, since we've been like, you can't say this was everyone behind the ball and we didn't show anything. We left a couple men behind the ball, right? So it weren't everyone behind the ball. We turned the ball over loads of times, and with the opportunity to counter. And every single time, Lamela was shit. You know I love Lamela. He was rubbish.
Yeah.
Moura was as fucking useless with the ball as he always is. Son was non-existent. I don't think Kane played overly well, but it was sort of like Kane was up from the defence was shit. The midfield weren't very good. The attacking midfielders were worse. And sort of Kane was trying to do bits on his own. I felt fucking sorry for him and all. Like, and if you look at it like that, like you look at the team and you're saying like, if we play at 6 and 7s, we'll beat everyone. More as shit at 6 and 7.
I don't think I'll agree that. Yeah. More. Look, I'll say it. More is shit. I don't rate Bergwijn.
Right, look at Lamela, yeah? Lamela's not someone who's going to go and win games for you, right, with assists and goals. We spoke about this before. Like, He raises the tempo. We look more aggressive when he plays. He puts a little bit more injection in our press and shit like that. But that don't mean anything if the other player, like if you go and win the ball, which is what we was doing yesterday, and the players can't do fuck all with it. That don't make you a good side. That makes our defence shit and our midfield shit and our attack shit.
Well, I'll disagree with that because, well, the problem here is Mora and Lamella. I mean, usually if you got Lamella in a better team, he'll do better. But yeah, Lucas Moura is a waste of a player in there. So that doesn't make our attacking midfielders shit. We do have a couple of shitters, but we also do have Dele Alli and Gareth Bale in there. So
and they're worse. They're the worst out of them all.
Hopefully. But it's options though. We've got options.
No, it ain't. It's not options.
We'll have to see though, isn't it? If we can get a tune.
No, we've seen. We've fucking seen.
Out of them, then
they ain't got fucking good pass, bro.
The reason why I'm pessimistic is because it looks too easy to play against us, because you're right about how we attack where we're kind of lopsided. So we'll have some like playing high up, Kane kind of playing in the 10, and like Bergwijn playing as a right fullbacks / winger.
Yeah.
So we can easily get marked out. So all you need to do is just make sure someone gets on Kane when he drops deep, someone marks on. So that's our attacking threat gone. And then if they want to just miss the midfield and go out our defence, that's us.
But this is the thing. Yesterday wasn't like that.
I know yesterday
our players were pushed up.
This is what I've figured out from watching yesterday's game and actually thinking about the rest of the season, the previous half of the season. But we have no defence. Plus, we can get easily figured out how to beat us. Just take Mark Son out, Mark Kane, and go out our defence. Preferably go long.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, you're not explaining a good team there. You told me we was good a minute ago. You're not explaining a good team. You're explaining everyone else's shit, and hopefully Kane gives the ball to Son.
No, I'm saying
you're hoping that no one else gets on the ball.
Defense is our problem. The rest of the team is fine. Kane and Son aren't performing because, well, we basically really need whoever on the right to be fucking performing. Because if they were, then Kane wouldn't be dropping deep all the time. He wouldn't be dropping as deep as much as he does. Plus, if
he has to, because the rest of the players ain't very good.
Defenders will need to be able to keep an eye on Son and whoever is on our right hand side, but they don't need to. They just need to keep.
That's what I'm saying, because they're not very good. We haven't got very good players
at the moment. Well, look, we've got Bale.
What do you mean at the moment?
I think we need to try to get them on form. We've got half a season left to go. It is not impossible to think that we can get one of those back on form.
Mike, listen, right? If fucking Jesus took over, right, and brought the 12 disciples in his backroom staff, he couldn't get fucking Bale and Dele Alli playing well. Right? Forget it.
Why is that? Is that because they just haven't got it, or because of the Mourinho effect?
So Bale's the Mourinho effect and the Zidane effect, because they both said he was shit. Neither of them wants to play him. Right. Dele Alli, Pochettino was shit under Pochettino, shit under Mourinho. Is that them too?
No, but like I was saying to you the other day, if you use Dele Alli right and you get him on form, he is a weapon. And when I say use it right, don't expect him to be dribbling the ball in our half. Just use him in the final third to be making dangerous runs where you've got Kane whipping in balls, you've got Dele whipping in balls, or whoever is on the right playing balls to him.
So what you've got to do...
that is a weapon. We've got a player that you could actually get something out of, but at the moment, we have been relying on these players with zero threat.
Dele Alli's got zero threat.
Because he's off form.
He ain't off form. It's because he can do one thing and one thing only, and the whole team has to cater for how he plays to get a performance out of him. So what you're basically saying is we've got to change our whole fucking team, our whole formation, our whole tactics, just so Dele Alli don't have to do fuck all for 90 minutes except run beyond the fucking make late runs from the last defender. Because that's the only way you're going to get anything out of him. Any time he's tried to do anything else, he's been fucking hopeless. Like, absolutely hopeless. It's all he can do. And he's brilliant at it. Don't get me wrong. Like, goal-scoring midfielder, making late runs into the box and scoring goals and making things around the box. He's probably the best in the league at it, right? But he don't do anything else. Nothing else. Like, it's not like he's all right as a playmaker, but it's not his best thing. It's not like he's not very good at as a winger, but he can play there. It's not like he's like not really a number 8, but he can play there. Like, he's shit in every position apart from the one specialist position he's good at. And unless he plays that exact thing, he's dead. He's done. So what is that what you're saying? We need to bring in 3 playmakers.
Accommodate him. He's a false 9. We can't accommodate a false 9.
How can you accommodate? Right, go on then, tell me. Accommodate him.
I think
because you know when he turns shit.
I talk myself into a corner because if Harry Kane drops deep, then you can't have Dele Alli.
Right, don't.
No, but
don't then.
I would say maybe we need to revert back to a way where we have Kane higher up with Dele Alli behind him, and have them playing how they were when they were scoring and assisting with each other.
Right. Okay. So what you want to do is,
and you've got Son on one side and a Bale on the other.
No, that didn't happen. That didn't happen. That didn't. Oh, no, neither of them things happened.
What things?
Right. Dele can't play with Son. Right. For Dele to do what he does, he needs a playmaker to his right and a playmaker to his left. So in the seasons he played, well, we had Eriksen on one side picking balls out for him, and Lamela on one side picking balls out for him. His form deteriorated when Son became so good that Son had to play. So then so Eriksen had to move. So then what his main source of chances, he was our main ball player, was gone. Son was there. So now instead of his chances coming from 2 sides, they only come from 1 side. Yeah. And it declined. And then Lamela's always injured and whatnot. Eriksen fell off. And then if you look at it, he deteriorated a bit when Son came in properly. And then he was finished when Eriksen was finished.
No, do you know what? You're right on every single point there. So I think I definitely have to concede it wouldn't work with him and at 10, but maybe if he was on the right, but not used as a conventional winger, but used as somebody who is making late runs in. And look, he does.
Hold on.
Wait, 1 second. He had a bit of unpredictability around the box. That was one of the weapons.
Now he don't.
When players are making runs, he was doing these, his little flicks and kicks and balls over the flicks over the top of a player for Kane to run onto, that sort of thing. So his playmaking, well, that's his playmaking ability. That's what he does as a playmaker. So it's not as conventional as can be anyway. But I think a player with that kind of finishing ability, and he has a bit of unselfishness and a bit of vision and that sort of thing, is better than what we're getting at the moment from Bergwijn or Lucas.
I don't believe he is.
I know, actually, because of that, they're defensive. That so they've got more fights, so they give more than that. But at the moment, I think that, Jesus Christ,
it don't work. Like, you want Dele Alli back so bad, you're trying to fit him into a team. So now you've put him on the right. So now you've changed where Son plays. So now our second most effective player in the team, you've moved him to accommodate Dele Alli.
No, I'd still keep Son on the left, but
they stand next to each other.
I'd have someone else as a number 10. I don't know, a Tanguy Ndombele or a Lo Celso, so that they can put these balls through for Dele Alli making these runs, and maybe doing a little bit of rotation in between, so they can swap positions. So at least you get a little bit of movement, and that will want to accommodate some fluidity in there as well, because being on the look at me.
So I would imagine, right? I'm not. Dele Alli's never going to watch this, but if he was, he'd probably be thinking, "Thanks, Mike. Like, you've done your best. You've done your best, and even you doing your best couldn't talk me back into the team." There's no point talking about Dele Alli anymore. You've forgotten
about him, I think, because I think back in the day when he was on form, there were a lot of people that were like, I don't rate him. I don't see what he gives you, whilst he were getting those 20 goals a season, because people just couldn't quite figure it out.
He was getting his 20 goals a season. That's
Yeah,
what he
but
was
they
getting
were
at.
saying, but people were still saying he was shit. They were saying, I don't see what he does off the ball, or what he does on the ball, because all he does is, it seems to do, is nutmeg people. But they didn't see how
What?
he would do the nutmegs, the odd tricks and flicks, and he could carry the ball good distances.
No,
Which is when
he could.
pitch
Like,
was a good thing. So it was useful. But you know, we had to explain that to these people, and now you've turned into one of those people, and I'm still here
no,
explaining
that's
what he
because
gives you.
what does he give us then, Mike?
I've
Because
just explained
before
it.
what he gave us was 20 goals and not much else. So now we don't get any goals. So
No.
now all he gives us is not much else.
Well, he hasn't lost his
Like you're
power. He
saying,
hasn't lost his talent.
well, where was he on holiday? Where the fuck did he go then?
He has been off form for a long time.
For fucking 2 years. Fucking hell,
He's
that's
been
not
off
that's
form.
not
He's
form,
been
is
off
it?
for a long time, and he needs to get given a bit of time to play and to
Fucking
get back to where he has been. Because he had a little spurt, didn't he, when Mourinho came back in?
yeah. Why? How did he have the spurt? He had the spurt because Mourinho looked at the squad, what he had available, the players that he knew, and he basically played Dele Alli off of Kane.
So we've got a weapon, right?
No.
We have. Look,
Because you
it's better than playing fucking Lucas Moura or Bergwijn. No, it's not. I'm talking shit again. At the moment, they do a better defensive job than Dele ever can be. But
I'm sure.
problem,
I'm sure.
wait. If our defense was better, we would be able to try this. We'd be able to
You would be able
accommodate
to try it.
somebody who can't tackle very well.
Right, listen, you could, if you really wanted to, find a formation with the squad we've got that fits Dele Alli in playing how he plays well. And he'd probably score 10, 15 league goals in the season, right? But then you got to add up, who does that get the best out of? You don't really get the best out of Son. Because now what's Son doing? Son stuck out wide. Dele, he ain't cutting in no more because Dele Alli's got that thingy.
No,
So that Son's no.
I disagree. I think now you're giving the opposition more problems because if you're watching Dele Alli for Dele Alli's runs, then it's going to be harder to occupy Son, and he's busy. He's constantly going to be probing. So
You need two attacking playmakers. Who are they? Who you picked? Oh no, one now. So one. Because you've got Son, you got Dele, you need another attacking playmaker. And he's got to be fucking good because Son ain't a playmaker. And Kane's stuck up front now because Dele Alli's took his thingy. You think the Celso's going to create 20 chances for Dele to score? It don't work.
Who knows? I haven't seen enough of him to know.
When he played, then 2 seasons where he was really, really good.
Yeah.
Was the perfect team and the perfect formation for him to do his thing. Perfect for him. Yeah. And as soon as he got like 10% away from that, he lost 10% and 20%, and he can't adapt because he can't do anything else.
Well, I don't agree with that. I mean, he plays well for England. He's not playing for England he's not playing well for England at the moment because he's off form.
I don't think he's been. Yeah, I don't think I've ever seen him play well for England. He's played all right for England. Like he's done all right, but that was when he was flying, his confidence was up, and he was getting the ball because he was scoring 20 goals a fucking season. Now he can't control the ball.
This is what we've got in our team, and if we're at an impasse at the moment where something's got to give, and we've got a weapon like that, we should be trying to figure something out. But we can't. Right. But you know what? It doesn't matter what we figure out because of our fucking defense. Our defense is always going to let us down. That's us for the rest of the season until we actually get some reinforcements It's going to be
That's
wobbly. It's going to be a roller coaster.
That's not the rest of the season. That's for the foreseeable future, mate.
No, we just need to buy a couple of.
We've got a left back.
Sorry.
We need 2 centre backs and a right back.
Reguilón will probably go back to Madrid as well.
All right, then we need a whole back 4 then.
It's not impossible. Like Tanganga's coming up. Maybe Rodon. Like we're dissing him now, but he's probably a better player than we're giving him credit for, because he doesn't have these kind of blips for Wales, does he? And he didn't get the move to Tottenham. Your thing? He didn't get the move to Tottenham for being shit. So
hold on a minute. Right, fuck's sake. Your thing to save Tottenham, right? So you become the manager, yeah, today. Your thing is fucking put Dele back into the team as a number 10 and fucking play Rodon and Tanganga as centre back. Yeah, and you're actually thinking about it. I was joking. I mean, don't get me wrong, Rodon and Tanganga probably won't. It's not worse than Sanchez.
I'd maybe try Toby and Tanganga.
Yeah, I would.
But something's got to change. Something's got to give.
But this is what I'm saying. I don't think it's to the right. Jose, I don't think Jose's done great as a manager. I think he's been actually really disappointing, considering who he is and what he was meant to bring in that.
Yeah.
Like tactically, some of the shit he does is not great. Some of his subs and that ain't great. But now, if you think about it, if you bring another manager in, like what can he do? What could he do? Don't say fucking play Dele Alli. Like, what can he do?
Play Dele Alli and get us attacking. Well, listen. When Mourinho came in, he put an arm around Dele Alli and got a good. He
played Dele Alli in the only position that he can play in.
Listen, if Dele went to Paris, went to Poch will put the arm around him. Dele Alli will start playing well again.
The arm around him's bollocks. The arm around him, just because he likes him, it don't mean he's going to play well. He plays well.
Well, I don't necessarily mean it's the arm around him. What I mean is it's the freedom to let Dele play.
Do what you want, Dele.
Yeah.
The whole team will play around you. I'll set up my whole team so you can score 20 goals a season.
No, I wouldn't set up my whole team around you. I'll say
you'd have to.
I would say what you do is important for the team. So I need you.
No, you'd have to. That don't work, does it? Like if you're giving up a midfielder to go and play up front.
I think that's what Mourinho did with the whole. Are you Dele's brother? No, he wanted Dele to be Dele. He gave him permission to do that, and he got a good run out of it for it.
He played him in that position, yeah. But he weren't playing. Ndombele weren't in the team, for instance.
Right.
He hadn't signed Bergwijn then, I don't think. Like, because we're talking about really early in Mourinho's thing.
Yeah.
So he was without certain players in certain positions that would make you play a certain way. He played Dele there because with the players that he had, I mean, it's not like I'm trying to win an argument. I just can't see, like, as I said, like, if you sat down and you could work out a way of getting the best out of Dele Alli with this squad. But my point is it worth it if it's going to have a negative effect on another player? Like, to get the best out of Dele Alli, if that takes away from Son, why would you do it? Or if it takes away from Ndombele, why would you do it? Or Højbjerg, why? That's also why. Like,
yeah, I think our disagreement.
You can't.
I don't think it will. I don't think putting Dele Alli will be a detriment to anybody else. I think it can work with having him in there. But you're saying because of the way he plays, someone's going to suffer.
Someone's going to suffer, yeah. Some will be pushed out wider. Some will be pushed out wider. He don't benefit. Whoever's going to have to play right side of Dele's going to have to be an amazing playmaker because he's got to create all Dele's chances for him, and we haven't got it. Like, that player don't exist at Spurs.
Right.
I don't see how it works.
All right. We agree to disagree on that one then.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah, and then you said Bale, like you said we've got Bale. Bale, right? Take away. Imagine he's got a different name on the back of his shirt, right? And he's wearing a mask.
Mm-hmm.
Would you be saying this guy should be playing more?
No.
Neither would
I
I.
mean, look, we can all
He's a
see
winger that hasn't sprinted for 4 months.
we can all see he's not on form, and we can all see that he's not giving enough. I don't think anybody is disputing that, but everybody knows what he can give. I mean,
everyone knows what he could give.
I know we
everyone knows what he did
play
give
for a while, but we can expect certain stuff from him. Like the magic never goes away. We know he's got the magic. He's still got the left foot. He doesn't have the pace.
But Mike, it does go away.
Sorry?
It does go away. The magic does go away. Otherwise, Paul Gascoigne would still be playing football. It does go. It's gone.
Listen, if you put Paul Gascoigne in a five-a-side against you and your mates, Paul Gascoigne would still be doing some magic shit.
But if you played him away to Man City, he wouldn't do a thing.
But the point is, you don't lose the magic. The magic is still in there.
But you can't transfer the magic into a Premier League game against Man City, can you? Bale, if Bale dropped down 2 divisions, he'd probably look the best player in the world again, and everyone would go, "Oh, someone buy him. He's brilliant."
Look, didn't he jink around 3 players and have a shot? I know that sounds like me clutching at straws, but all I'm getting at is there is something there, and yeah, he could get unleashed against a big team, playing against a difficult team. But he needs to get a run. Look, they've got sports psychologists there, for fuck's sake. They've got to try and figure out a way to keep playing. It's professional football.
I don't know. A sports psychologist. They need a voodoo fucking witch. Go and get give him some virgin blood to drink or something and get his youth back. That is it.
No, listen. No. We don't need a fucking voodoo. We've got Jose Mourinho, the supposedly best manager, most decorated manager. He should be able to do it. Of all the people
he going to do it?
He should be able to get it out of him.
How's he going to do it? He ain't there to get out of him.
By playing him. Paying attention to it, by actually trying to solve the problem. By trying to solve it. Like I said, he's got sports psychologists, he's got coaches around him. He knows.
Do nothing.
Get into the guy's play, motivate him, get into his mind, whatever. But you have got a player with magic, awesome left foot. We know what Gareth Bale's got. So fucking try and get something out of it.
Mike, it's gone. Just deal with it. It's gone. She don't love you no more.
No.
She don't love you no more. She's left for another man.
It hasn't gone. It's a beef. And the beef with Mourinho's beef with Bale is the most important thing.
Because Bale's shit.
No.
Mike, Bale didn't turn up, get off the plane, and Mourinho go, "You're a cunt," did he? That's not how it worked. Mourinho went, "Right, get yourself fit, get on the pitch," and he was shit, and he was shit again, and he was shit again, and in the end, Mourinho went, "You're shit, mate." That's how it went. Not the other way round.
Right.
Mourinho didn't say, "Bale, you're shit," and then Bale started playing shit.
Right. Okay. But we're still talking about professional sport where there's
gone. Exactly.
lots of other shit on the line, and your job is to manage a team. And in that team, you have got a fucking weapon, but because you're having beef with him, you're not using this weapon.
No. Right, listen. By your logic, we should be able to get, right, Gary Neville was a right back, Rio Ferdinand as a centre back, Ledley King as a centre back, Ashley Cole as a left back, and by your reasoning, with a sports fucking psychology fucking person and some decent coaches, that should be the best left back in the Premier. That should be the best back four in the Premier League. By your logic, because they was all really good a couple of years ago. That's what you're saying.
No, you bastardized.
That's exactly what you're saying. That's exactly what you're saying.
Talking about
it's not.
Players. We're talking about a 30.
He is an ex-football player, Mike.
It's a 30.
He is an ex-footballer. He plays golf now for a fucking living. And sometimes he goes and plays exhibition matches for Wales. That's it.
You think he's finished?
He's 100. No, I don't think he's finished.
Then what you
I don't think he's
about
finished.
then?
I know he's finished. He is finished. I don't think he's finished. He's fucking finished.
All right. Okay. Well, then there's nothing I can say about that. Then, if you think
Right, listen.
I can't convince you that my point.
See the little cameo thing.
Mm.
The little cameo thing where he dinked in and out.
Yeah.
Right. You know, you get them games, that charity game they do once a year. You know, like Ollie Mers and them do it.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. And you get someone like you might get Cantona turn up and then volley the ball into the net. Yeah. No one's going, see, he could do a job in the Premier League still. No one says that. They're like, see, he's still got it.
31.
Don't matter how old you are. When it's gone, it's gone. It doesn't matter. So,
no.
I don't know.
Hang on, McAllister at Liverpool. Is that the poor guy? When he had it up, they bought him when he was really old.
Yeah, he's a good player, wasn't
he? Yeah.
Yeah, he hadn't lost it. We bought Teddy Sheringham back when he was 35. He hadn't lost it.
Okay.
Like, you're allowed to lose it at certain times. Otherwise, everyone would retire at the same age.
You're saying that you'll only see little bits every now and again from Gareth Bale because he was a good player. Yeah,
because he's a talented footballer. So if you play him enough, you will see little bits of quality, which is what's happened, isn't it? Right. Like even them bits of quality. See that little dinking thing that he done against West Ham, which was pretty much the same movement he done yesterday.
Right.
Yeah. 2 years ago, that goes in the back of the net. He buries them.
I definitely 100% agree with you. And he would have buried that one against Man City. He would have buried that as well a little while ago.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But no, I would still like to think that you should be able to get a tune out of him. If you've got him sitting there and your team is in a rut and you have to try something different and you've got something there, I just think you're not worth your salt as a manager if you fucking sit there just not using it just because you've got beef with him because the guy's a bit of a dick. Of course he's
because he's got fucking beef with him.
Deal with it. It's man management.
I don't know what do you want Jose to do then? Like you're saying he's got beef with him. What do you want him to do? Just play him every week?
He's supposed to be the best manager in the world. You've got to deal with it. He's got to get something out of him.
It's not fucking Jesus. I don't know what you want him to do. Do you want him to make up a fucking? Do you want him to make up a spell?
Possible job to get the best to get at least something good, a good tune out of Gareth Bale till the end of the season. Make him feel good about himself. Play him in a few games. Once he gets a couple goals, then we'll see. Because look, he's got a couple goals for us as well. Well taken goals as well.
That's because he didn't have to do anything for him, did he? He got into a decent position, and he got into a decent position, and his finishing was good because the quality's there. Yeah. Because he's a talented footballer.
So,
but in terms of high performance, Premier League, he's done.
Yeah, I get you, but I don't.
He is done.
I think it will be done. You'd have to accommodate, but it'll be difficult to accommodate like him and Dele on the same pitch, wouldn't it?
Fuck me. No, do you know what the thing is, right? The Dele one is an argument that we can have, yeah. Like, and you could say, like, if you play Dele here and you do this and you do that, and then I agree, if you had it your way and we accommodated him and played how he wants, that he would be a good footballer again. Right? I agree with that. My thing is, is he good enough to change the whole team and the whole formation and all the tactics just to fit him in? Right? That's an argument we could have, yeah? Because I think one way, you think the other. But the Gareth Bale thing is not an argument anymore. Like, I don't even know why people are still having the argument. Like, he showed over 4 months that he has absolutely nothing to offer in terms of being a proper, genuine Premier League footballer.
All right, editor. I want you to make this a meme, right? By the end of the season, if he gets a couple of games,
don't let me as the editor.
I'll make this a meme. Yeah, You'll do that, yeah?
100%.
Wicked.
Yeah,
Wicked.
definitely.
Was there anything
How many
else?
games we got left?
Huh?
How many games we got left? 15?
Probably around that. So we played 20 odd in the early 20s. We even got,
So what would you say? 4 goals is fair?
I,
5 goals is a bit
yeah,
much because that's 1 in 3.
not enough to make a meme out of. That's not enough to make a meme out of, I don't think.
No, I mean, if he gets 4 goals, would you consider that successful?
Well, that's what I'm
Between now and the
saying.
end
Look,
of the season,
it'll
4
be
league
okay,
goals.
but not good enough for me to go, I told you so. Definitely not. That'll be okay. Because look, he's got a couple of goals. He wants to score goals. So the intent will be there, but
He don't. He wants to go and play golf. That's what he fucking wants.
when he's on the pitch, he wants to score more than Steven Bergwijn or Lucas Moura wants to score. So so I'd say if he gets 6 goals, we'll make a meme. But if he scores like 4 goals, we can talk about it again and see how he's been playing in between. Because look, he did drop deep a bit when he came on. Tried to influence things from deep, but he was giving the ball away. But at least he was trying. The game was over, so there was a point where I was just watching. Just thinking, okay, let's see what you guys can do in this new formation that Mourinho's just put you on. Dele Alli's on the pitch, Gareth Bale's on there. So what can happen?
And what happened?
We still didn't look very good, did we?
I'll tell you what's getting away from that. We're gonna have to agree a month off of arguing about Dele Alli. Right? So stepping away from this, there's another problem, right? That I don't know if it's a problem or I'm just being paranoid. But since Sissoko hasn't played, Højbjerg has took the right side of the pivot,
Mm-hmm.
where Sissoko played. Sissoko basically covered the right side centre back and the right back, didn't he? That was his thing, cover them two. Højbjerg, I think, has took that position for 3 matches and give away 2 penalties in that channel.
Yeah.
Is that just bad luck or coincidence or what? Is that a problem?
Yeah, it kind of is, and it kind of. I've mentioned before that because our defense is so shit, it's a priority for us to now protect the back 4. And the way we protect the back 4 is we have to sacrifice Ndombele in the double pivot. So this is going into what you're saying. Sissoko has to play there, really. That's the answer to the question. Because, all right, so Højbjerg has given away a couple of things. Maybe Sissoko is the best to do what he does in that particular position at the moment. And we're forced to have it there because our defence is so shit. And Harry Winks is just not doing it.
So this goes back to the argument originally earlier that you said we've got a decent team. We've got to play Sissoko. And he's not a footballer, is he? He's an athlete.
No, but when he gets played, he does the job.
I know. But he doesn't do the job of a good football team, does he?
No, but the job does get done. So that doesn't really defeat my point. They're still good. They're still good. Job gets done.
He don't get into the City team, does he?
No, he doesn't get into the City team, and he doesn't give us any creativity whatsoever. But
he only gets into a team that's set for sitting behind the ball. That's the only team he gets into.
But yeah, whether we're playing a team that sits or attacks or whatever, he's the safest bet to have in there at the moment.
That's what I'm saying, and he's not very good.
Even though I want Tanguy in there, I would want Tanguy in there, of course. And this doesn't give me pleasure in saying it. It's just the facts. Well, not facts. It's just how I see it.
Did you think the penalty was a definite penalty?
Yeah, he just can't. It was clumsy. It was a bit shit, but I wouldn't.
Because to me, it looked like
done him for it.
It looked like Højbjerg was running to the ball and basically tripped over his foot. That's what it looked like to me. It looked like it was no more of a penalty than it was a free kick.
It was kind of a.
I couldn't make out.
Well, it was a collision.
Yeah, I couldn't make out.
Running and then fell over, kind of was stumbling and then ran into him.
I couldn't make out how they worked out who was at fault for it. To be honest, I thought it was a bit odd.
I think the referee had quite a good view. He was looking right at it.
The ball was pretty much off the pitch.
Yeah,
I can't believe that everyone was sort of like, yeah, it's a definite penalty. To me, it didn't really look that much like a penalty. I was like, I don't think, like, put it this way, if it wasn't given, no one would be talking about it.
Yeah,
in my opinion.
Yeah.
I thought that there was a lot of things like that yesterday with the referee. Like, who was the player? Gabriel. I think he jumped in 2-footed scissor thing, but not like reckless.
Oh, I saw that one.
Like,
yeah.
It weren't like going to hurt him. It weren't like a bad tackle
where
he was going to hurt. It was a foul.
Yeah.
And then Lamela literally gets up
and then loses, and then the foul goes against him, doesn't it?
And the foul goes against him. There was loads of little things like that where I thought like a lot of 50-50s didn't go our way, but that's not why we lost. We lost because we can't defend, and on the counter attack, how we've got players incapable of making things happen. Mostly.
Right. I was just going to ask, like, what's our best hope of defending for the rest of the season? How do we sort it out? But like, I already kind of went through that anyway, because I guess Reguilon will be back. I would always keep Toby in there, and I'd probably have Aurier in there when I can. And yeah, on the right, I don't know. Maybe it's time to try Roden and Tanganga.
I don't know. The defense is done, isn't it? Defense is dead. I see. Like, if you look back, like this is the kind of argument I'm having with you, and it's because I've fucking realised it. I think that we're not very good anymore, right? And I don't think Tottenham supporters are being honest with themselves. I think they actually think we're still a good team, and this really good team just ain't performing well, and it's a dip in form, or it's a manager's problem, right? But look at the defence. When we was good a few years ago, we had Walker, Vertonghen, Toby, and Rose. We haven't replaced any of them. The only one that we've replaced to a decent standards is the left back.
Yeah. And then
the defence is
at the end of the season anyway.
Defence is shit. Then if you go into midfield, we haven't got, like, even Højbjerg's brilliant, right? We haven't, and Dembele's good. They're not on the same planet as Dembele.
I know that. I'd agree.
Like, nowhere near that level, right? So that's 5 of the outfield players, or 4 if you're going to count Reguilon.
I've got to disagree with you though, because we have. I think it's literally is just a defence, because I think Højbjerg. Don't get me wrong, I'm not like confusing what you're saying. I totally get what you're saying. But Højbjerg has been performing well. Dembele has been performing well. Sissoko, to an extent, has been doing his job, but 6 out of 10 so far for the season.
But
and then Son as well has been getting the goals. Kane's been playing well. The problem is our defence is shit, and on the right, we haven't got anyone that will step up. That's how I see it at the moment, and it's not changing, because Mourinho isn't really changing enough to let. Well, not especially not. He can't do any, because he can't do anything with the defence.
Do you know what? I think we're starting to sound like, I remember, right, when we was really good, yeah. I think it was like the Leicester season or something, and I was sitting in the pub, right, and I was talking to a West Ham supporter, and he said something like, "Yous ain't even that good," like, and I was like, right, I thought this fucking, and he was like, well, name one of your players that would get into our team. And I was like, what? And he was like, honestly, name one player that would get into, well, one of your players that would get into our team. And I was like, you are joking, right? And he was like, I'm not joking. He was like, right, let's go through them. And I was like, watching the telly. I'm like, I can't fucking be dealing with this shit. And he's like, right, Cresswell's better than Rose. And I was like, all right then. And he carried on. I didn't listen to the rest. I stopped there. That's what we're starting to sound like. I think we're that deluded. Like we've become that deluded with some of our players.
I don't see my eyes deceiving me, man. Højbjerg.
He's given away 2 penalties in 2 games.
Sorry?
He's good. He's been well. He's been our best player this season, but he's just given away 2 penalties in 2 games. How many penalties did Dele give away in 10 years? Or 8 years or 7 years or however?
Yeah, those 2 penalties don't really diminish how good a season he's had, to me anyway. For what he's performance-wise, he's been really, really up there. He's played out of his skin.
He has been good. He has been good. But the difference between him and Dembele is a massive difference.
No, look, Dembele.
It's not a little bit.
I'll give you that one because look, you know what I think. I just think you can. He's not on the ball enough. We could get a better player out of him if he was on the ball a lot more. He'd be a more important player. He's very important to us now, but if we had him on the ball a lot more.
You know why you think that? Compare him to other players in that position, right? He probably ain't on the ball that much less than any other players. We was just fucking... We had the best centre midfielder in the league, the most underrated centre midfield player in Premier League history.
Yeah.
Probably. That picked up the ball off the defence every time they had it and brought us forward every time. And then he broke up play, he done everything. And then we're comparing Højbjerg and Ndombele to Dembele, and it's fucking ridiculous. It's like Arsenal comparing Xhaka to Vieira. Well, it ain't that bad because Xhaka's terrible. But do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I mean, I'm
like Bergwijn and Eriksen.
You're comparing them and saying like that's the level that he needs to be at. I mean, I'm not comparing him to anything. I would just say for what we've bought, we've got a fantastic player that does do a very, very good job for us, and he'd get into any team in the league, wouldn't he?
No, I'm not sure.
Well, Liverpool, so they would, what they go? Yeah, they would definitely get in there because like Thiago and Henderson will be there, ones who would definitely 100% be playing. But
they brought Thiago in, and Thiago hasn't. It ain't working for him, is it?
No, well, the commentators are speaking like he's the best thing since sliced bread. But yeah,
they do,
get into Liverpool. He'll definitely get into United because they need a player like that. City, so no, I mean, I think they would prefer Rodri, although I would say Højbjerg doesn't look as classy as what Rodri does, but it's like what Mourinho says, and he's spot on that he makes he makes everything look so simple. He has got fantastic technique. And it does.
Don't get me wrong. Højbjerg's been brilliant. Don't get me wrong. He has been good. But I'm just saying.
As has Son, as has Kane, as has Tanguy.
3.
Huh?
3 players out of an attacking. If you're talking 2 in the pivot, 5, 6 players. You're talking 3 that has played well, and the rest of it haven't.
Well, as has Tanguy, and then when Reguilon's been playing as well, he's been playing well. Sergio Aurier's had more good games than bad games.
No, he hasn't, Mike.
This season.
Aurier's shit. He's fucking crap. He's a liability.
Yeah.
Sometimes he looks all right going forward.
Yeah. He has, look, the mistake thing is part of his DNA. It's not something that we can go, after a couple of seasons, I'm sure he'll get more mature and blah, blah. No, that is in him. It is just what he does. But every now and again,
Ndombele's good, yeah.
When he doesn't make any mistakes. Or he gets away with a few mistakes, shall I say?
Yeah. Ndombele's good, right? And he's like great to watch, isn't he? He's exciting, skill level's amazing. I think he's brilliant. But in terms of controlling a game and running the game, he hasn't had one of them games yet.
No, I'd agree.
Where he's really got on the ball and he's dictated tempo and he's made things happen. He's just done little flashy things here and there that have looked quite cool.
Yeah.
Like, let's be serious. Let's fucking
exactly.
be real.
I
That is
totally agree. I mean, we've seen Modric do it. We've seen Dembele do it, where they just literally control the whole game.
That's what I mean. But we're talking about, we're trying to make out
the player he's supposed to be, but we see him. Okay, so he gets out of a tight corridor, and we can mistake that as controlling the game. Well, not necessarily controlling the game, but doing something that's really important. But it's not. And this, I totally agree with you. I think with the play that we've got, we could be utilising him better.
That's what I'm getting at. I'm not sure.
That's
like all these things where all these players you're looking at.
He's pressing. We've been getting him to just fucking run his bollocks.
But we haven't lately. We haven't. We've dropped him in the pivot and said, get on the ball, and he hasn't done much.
Double pivot, and this is why I was saying that it would be a good. I would like to see Kane coming in to help him, to play next to him a little bit more, so that he can get on the ball a bit more, and he'll have an outlet for when he is on the ball.
To me, it just sounds like we've got a load of players that ain't playing very well, right? That could be doing much better. And we're having an argument where you're saying, like, if you cater for everyone's perfect game, then they'll all be really good. And I'm basically saying that I don't think they're as good as what we think. So I don't think you can prove either. It's just two opinions, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah.
Like, I'm not 100% sure that. I'm sure Ndombele will have games where he does do that, but on the whole, I can't see him really picking up the ball constantly and running the show for 90 minutes like Dembele used to do pretty much every game.
Yeah,
I can't see that happening.
But I think also the point is that you're saying generally we're shit, whereas I'm saying I don't think we're shit. I think that just we've got no defense and we've got no right wing. Everywhere else is fine, and that's where you think I'm deluded. The bit where we're fine.
Yeah, the bit where we're fine.
I'm open to it, but I don't think so.
I don't know. There's a way of doing it, I think. I mean, if you put Højbjerg holding and then played Ndombele in the Celso and told them both to get on the ball, we could control games. But we still need a whole back four. That's a whole back four. We ain't going to buy a whole back four in the summer, are we? Like, what's a decent centre back now? 40, 50 million? Like, we ain't going to spend 200 million on a fucking back four, are we?
Well, needs must. It will be stupid if we go and buy. Well, look, everywhere else, it looks like we're covered. I mean, we probably need to get some out and swap them. Well, not even that, because I was thinking about Winks when I was saying that, but Winks will probably need to get rid of him and bring Skip in. Because Skip's definitely going to leapfrog him, isn't he?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, he will. I don't know. Maybe I'm just being like overly critical, but it just seems to me like I'm saying we're shit. What I'm saying is our expectations on this team is deluded. We honestly thought that this team.
Where you're coming from, I could possibly agree with it as well. So
could get top four. Could get top four, yeah. And really, we've looked at the team now. Like most of these players over the beginning of Mourinho and the end of Pochettino. And really, you've got to say that a lot of these players, you ain't got a chance of getting in the top four with these. Like, it needs, like, we need to go like way back to Arneson and Martin Yole times. Like, that's where we've gone in terms of quality with the whole squad, I think. Like the squad as a whole. And probably start another project.
What does that mean? Does that mean getting rid of some of these players then? The ones who are doing okay?
getting rid of fucking all of them. Like loads of them.
Some will just go, won't they? Like Kane and Son at the end of the season.
I mean, that just sounds. I don't know. You never know, do you? We had that conversation, didn't we? That just like that does kind of sound like fucking super negative and pessimistic and whatnot. But like, if you think about it, someone like they've got to find a manager that picks his team out of what we've got and wants to change 3 or 4 players. And I think it's deeper than 3 or 4 players, isn't it?
It's just the back 4 for me. That's it. I think we're absolutely fine the rest of the pitch. I think even though I was
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder.
We don't have anything on the right. I still am open to the fact that look, we still do have a Dele Alli wasting away there, and we've got Gareth Bale wasting away there as well. That's just in regard to this season, but then next season, it will definitely need to be addressed properly. That right side. That's
we'll see.
Yeah, so I think we can probably wrap that up. We don't want to do any. Do you want to do
another
ratings?
We can quickly run through them. Yeah, why not?
You go. Oh, we're gonna fight. Yeah, we're gonna fight.
4.
Yeah, 4. Cool. Tanganga. I'd say 6.5 for me.
6.
Yeah. Dyer.
6. I don't think he done anything particularly bad. I thought he played all right. Look at their clear-cut chances. They didn't, apart from the ones they scored. I don't think they really had any.
We haven't even spoken about him today, have we?
No, he's all right.
Yeah. So Sanchez, 4. 5, maybe.
I'd say 5.
Yeah.
If you take away that fucking arms, shoulders, knees, and toes dance he done for the goal,
yeah,
he played well. But it was another clown show, wasn't it?
Yeah.
In the end, so 5 him off.
5's fair. Ben Davis probably about 3.
Yeah, it's got to be something like that.
Yeah, and you're
not so bad.
You're not having it that I was saying that look, he's slow and he's fatigued as well.
He's just terrible. Like, it's got to the point where I used to stick up for him all the time. That's what I mean. It's going back to this, like, get real. It is what it is. He's not very good. Stop making excuses for him.
All right, then.
And I'm saying that to you because I've had to do it, because I make excuses for him and all.
No.
It's gone.
Højbjerg.
4. 5, sorry, not 4. 5.
Yeah, I think 5's all right. Yeah, I'm cool with 5.
I don't think he done anything. Well, particularly.
No.
Give away a penalty, even though it's a bit unlucky.
Yeah, I mean that's what I mean. I don't necessarily count that. I don't think there was much he could do about that. To be fair,
no, I don't think so.
I wouldn't grill him about that.
I don't think he played well.
It was Tanganga next to him, right?
Yeah.
Not Tanganga. Tanguy Ndombele.
Trying to think, what would you give him?
Ndombele.
5, 6, 6.
I'd say a 6. Yeah.
Yeah, 6.
It was all right on the ball. Didn't do much anyway, but yeah. He done, he huffed and puffed, done a couple of nice pirouettes and done his thing, but didn't affect the game that much anyway. So Eric Lamela, unfortunately, we got to mark him down low. Probably
4.
About 4.
Thought it was awful. Thought it was terrible.
Poor bastard. He was still trying anyway.
I love Lamela as well.
I love Lamela.
It was terrible.
It hurts to see him play like that, doesn't it? Son, about 5.
I suppose you'd give him a 5. Well, I'm not sure why I'd even get that much, but yeah, 5.
He didn't do much.
I think when you start giving people, when you start giving people 4s, they've got to have had a shitter, haven't they? He just didn't have a very good game.
Yeah,
5,
Son just played a bit of football, didn't he? He got the ball a couple of times. I can imagine he probably didn't give the ball away that much, or
5.
He done okay. So who was that? So that was Lamela, Son, and Lucas Moura. 4.
If you're giving Lamella a 4, you've got to give him a 3, ain't you, I suppose?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a 3. And then Kane up top. I'd actually give him a 6.
Yeah, 6. I thought he was shit, but he was playing with a load of fucking. He was playing with a load of shit. Like the players were around him were fucking terrible. I don't think.
Wherever he went to go to play and got the ball, he did what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, he
was beating his
I've
men
never
and blah blah blah.
like Lamella, Moore, and Son, for all 3 of them to be that bad. Like they was so bad. They was actually more disappointing than the defense, because we knew the defense was going to be shit.
Yeah.
But we thought our chance would be on the break, and we had more chances to break than I thought we would, and they was fucking terrible. They was really bad.
I was expecting Sonny to get a goal past them, but there was nothing going on up there, was there? Jose?
I think he had a bit of a shitter with the tactic. I don't know why he changed it from what we done in the first game when we beat him 2-0.
Yeah, he gets a 3 from me for playing Sanchez and Dyer.
Like fucking hell. Like we knew, didn't we? After the Everton game, I was like, we can never play like that again. Like if we play like that against Man City, we're going to get smashed. He plays like that against Man City, we get smashed.
Yeah, there you go. God damn. So we've got Palace in the Europa League on Thursday. Don't know who they are.
The Austrian mob, aren't they?
Right.
I'm sure they're Austrian.
I'd never heard of them before. But so hopefully that will be a win. A couple of these other fringe players that we were arguing about will get a bit of a run, and give us some confidence for the game against West Ham.
Stay in it. I'm going to have another beer. It's fucking depressing.
So you look really confident about it as well.
Still, we're playing the work. We've got the worst team in the Europa League on Thursday or whatever day it is. We'll stumble past them, and then we'll get fucking embarrassed by West Ham the weekend.
Well, at least the mood in the video will be a bit better, even if we do stumble anyway, because it will be a win. So that's all good. But that was Club N17. That was our hangover for the 3-0 loss against Man City. So mash the like, and we'll catch you on Thursday. Peace out, Dean. Thanks for your time again.
Yeah, whatever.
Done.